Things are finally starting to look up for the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby is close to returning. Mitchell Robinson is running, jumping, and taking shots. And Julius Randle, according to the latest reports, has taken a massive step on his road to recovery for the Knicks. We're going to break down these latest reports and what it could mean for Julius Randle and his return for the Knicks. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. Julius Randle is starting to take contact, and I'm not talking about with the pads, folks, because I understand he started doing that type of contact last week. This week, according to Tom Thibodeau, he is starting to do light contact with other players. Now, I understand it's not full contact, it's not one-on-one, and it's definitely not full practice yet. But him taking contact to the next level by doing it with another player is absolutely a massive step, because it says that in his recovery, he is now comfortable enough to start taking contact with that shoulder, testing it out, and see how he does after he hits it. And that's a massive step for a player who, when you get injured at any type of area of your body, it's always a progression to where you feel comfortable again of taking contact and not wincing or grimacing or hesitating on any moves. Since he's there right now, that means Randle is extremely close to returning for the Knicks. OG, I think, is first without a doubt, but Julius Randle, given the updates we're about to review, is absolutely right behind him. According to Tom Thibodeau, Randle cannot take full contact yet, but is participating in practice with pads and can take light contact. So he's doing all the work that he needs to do, and he's making good progress, and just work your way through it. The New York Daily News' Christian Winfield was not done there. He continued by stating the following about Randle. According to him, Randle was a limited participant in Thursday's practice, according to Tom Thibodeau. The all-star power forward dislocated his shoulder in the final minutes of the January 27th victory over the Miami Heat, and has since opted to forego season-ending surgery, instead deciding to rehab it in hopes of making a return this season. Randle's decision to skip surgery is tricky, given his style of play and the way that he lends itself to throwing his shoulder into an opponent to create that separation needed to get his shot off. I don't care what you gotta say. 1 week ago, he was doing contact with pads only, and now this week, he's participating in practice with those pads, but he's also taking light contact. If he's also taking light contact, that means that he's not hesitating as much with that shoulder. He can shoot a little bit better, and he also wants to test himself. Obviously, he wants to do that. Why wouldn't he? If he's going to be returning very soon, and he knows other NBA players are going to target that shoulder, they're going to hit that shoulder, and when he's going into the paint, they're going to make sure they put some pressure on that shoulder. It's just what's going to happen, because as a player, as a competitor, when you know somebody is injured or they're dealing with something that they are not playing 100% with, you're going to attack them. You're going to go at them as hard as you can, and you're going to push them to the limit. You're not trying to hurt them. You're not trying to injure them, but you're trying to let them know, if you don't fall back and you continue to play this game with me, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to do more damage to yourself. It's basically making a statement in game. Knowing that you're injured and playing is saying, I don't care. I want to be here for my team. But the opposing team, knowing that, is absolutely going to take advantage of that. So it's going to be up to the coaching staff, Tom Thibodeau, and Julius Randle himself to navigate the floor, understand what defenses are presenting him and giving him, and know how to respond to it. If he knows he can't take contact like that night, or they're playing him too physical, or they're putting too much undue stress on that shoulder, then maybe he has to find a different way to play that night. Maybe he has to find a more effective way to play that night. Maybe he has to make somebody else beat them other than Randle. Either way, the New York Knicks have a decision to make once Randle's fully healthy in regards to how many minutes he's going to play, how he's going to play in terms of his style of play. Is he going to play the same way? Is he going to alter it, change it a little bit? Is he going to go based off what the defenses are giving him? Is it going to be dependent on certain teams? Those are all questions that have a question mark right now. We can't answer them. The only person that can answer this is going to be Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau. And we're going to get those answers once Julius Randle returns and we see what he does on that court. If he's not hesitating when he's going down low, he's taking contact, he's still bully ball Randle, then we're not going to likely have an issue. The Knicks are going to go into the playoffs strong, and if Randle continues that play, the Knicks might be unstoppable. But if he has to alter his game just a little bit, and I anticipate Randle is going to alter his game just a little bit coming back, just so he can protect that shoulder and remain as healthy as possible going into the postseason. And then come the postseason, he's probably going to show you more of that bully ball style of play that we all saw him do and loved watching him do this season. You're going to see that type of play, in my opinion, come the postseason when the games matter so much more. And he's not going to be altering his game because he wants to or he's being forced to. In my opinion, he's going to play that way for longevity purposes. He wants to be available for this Knicks team for their entire postseason run, regardless of how long it is. He wants to make sure he's available. So because of that, altering his game just a little bit to protect his shoulder and make sure he's fully healthy or as healthy as possible entering the postseason, that's an absolute thing that every player would do. Not just Randle, but any player. So it's going to be up to Julius Randle, Tom Thibodeau, and the Knicks coaching staff to game plan a way for Julius Randle to be as effective as possible once he returns for the Knicks, but also not to cause any unnecessary contact to that shoulder. You got to make sure Randle is 100% comfortable, healthy, and without any obstacle or issue headed into these playoffs. Because if he has even the slightest issue, it could cause a really big problem for the Knicks. We need Randle. We absolutely need him, Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and OG Anunoby. Everybody on this Knicks team needs to be available, needs to be as healthy as possible, and needs to be ready and focused and locked in. The playoffs are no joke, and a healthy Julius Randle will go a very long way for this Knicks team dominating this postseason. But they can't do that without their three-time All-Star. We're going to need him. And Tom Thibodeau actually spoke about Julius Randle and where he is right now in recovery and how he's looked in recovery as well, too. According to Tom Thibodeau, he'll be back at a comfort level when he does come back. He's handled his injuries that he's had in the past well. I think once he's cleared, and usually what happens when a player goes through whatever injury they have, every player has to get back to where they trust their body again. And that usually doesn't happen until there's a play in the game where you go, hey, I'm okay. This is great to hear. I'm happy that Julius Randle is progressing well. He's obviously hitting all of his milestone, starting to take contact with players as well, not only with the pads, but more than anything else. It's very good to hear that Tom Thibodeau is not going to rush Randle back at all, regardless of seeding or anything else like that. Until Randle is comfortable, fully healthy, and ready to come back, that's the only way he comes back and is cleared by the doctors. Until then, he's going to continue to rehab, continue to get better, get healthy, and try to return for this Knicks team. And I'm very happy to hear those words. Regardless of what he's doing or where he is, that competitive nature in him always oozes out, and it pushes him to be better. That's why I have all the faith in the world that not only will Randle recover properly from this shoulder injury, but he's going to come back this season and still be that force for the Knicks that we need to be a dominant team during the regular season and come the postseason. We need Randle. We need Randle playing that bully ball style of play, and we need him to play at a high level again. And Julius Randle is not going to let us down. He is not going to get our hopes up. He is going to do exactly what we need him to do. Julius Randle is the beast in the East with the New York Knicks, and he's going to show you why as soon as he returns. If OG Anunoby's coming back potentially next week, then Julius Randle might be coming back in 2 weeks. That means sooner or later, you're going to deal with this Knicks team fully healthy. Good luck, NBA. Sorry, but really not sorry. But what about you guys? What do you think about this update with Julius Randle and the fact that he's now taking contact not only with pads, but with other players? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.